Okay, so today we are going to be in Algebra 1. We are going to be working on linear equations. We're going to solve a linear equation with one variable using the distributive property to help solve it, and then there's going to be variables on both sides of the equation. We're going to use that once again, like my last video, using algebra tiles, and I'm adding one more little piece of paper here to kind of give you an extra option on ways to help your students. And so we're going to solve one and possibly two equations based on time. So the first equation is 2 times 2x plus 3 equals 3x plus 2, and the second equation, if we can get to it, is 3 times 4x minus 5 equals 4x plus 1. And so we're going to use this piece of paper to help us with the distributive property. And so essentially what you have here is you have 4 quadrants: positive, negative, positive, I know that's there, but it's positive, and then that's a negative. And then you have these lines, these little openings in the middle, and those are going to be for your algebra tiles. So these two are positive, these two are negative. So essentially what you have is 2x plus 3. We're going to put these in the positive. And we are multiplying it by 2, positive 2. And so another way you could look at it too, and you could also say, let's say it was negative 2 times 2x. And so when you put them onto the negative side, when you multiply it, you'll see that it'll end up being in the negative. And same would go for if you had negative 3, you would put them down here. And basically what you end up doing is you fill in the rectangle, as we're going to do in just a second. So you have 2x plus 3 times 2. So when you fill in the rectangle, you end up with 4x plus 6. So let's say the 3 were down here, then those 6 would be right here. And so you'd have 4x minus 6. So we can take that and come over to our other piece of paper, bring the 4x and the 6 where it is all positive. And then we also had on the other side 3x plus 2. And so now we're just going to solve the equation. So first step would be, there's multiple ways to do it. You know, you could isolate the x by subtracting 3 on both sides. I'm just going to do the integers first. So we would subtract 6 from both sides. This essentially is 6 minus 6, or 0, so we can just take that off. And here we can remove one of each. We would break this down into 5. So now we can remove that. So we have negative 5, and then 1 minus 5 essentially gives you negative 4. And so now, to isolate the x, we would just subtract 3 from positive 3, x. We do it to both sides. So 3x minus 3x is 0. And then 4x minus 3x leaves you with 1x equals negative 4. And so there is your answer. We didn't have time to do the other one, but hopefully that is enough to explain the steps, and you can kind of fill in the blanks on different little things. I do think that these work great, honestly, and it's just another way to show students, and really it may take a couple days to explain how everything works, but once it clicks, it's pretty awesome. All right. Good luck. Have a good semester.